Introduction: How to treat anxiety. We have all experienced being anxious about not being able to solve a problem, to the point of being desperate and mentally exhausted. By understanding how anxiety works, you will be able to deal with it more easily and look forward to a future with less worry. In this book, you will learn: where does anxiety come from? Are you addicted to anxiety? How can mindfulness help you manage your anxiety? How to cultivate compassion in your mindfulness practice. How to develop your curiosity in your daily life. How do you manage an anxiety attack in practice? Our answers to these questions are easy to understand, simple to implement, and quick to execute. Ready to treat anxiety? Let's go. Where does anxiety come from? Our brains, due to our evolution, are capable of making two forms of decisions: rational decisions and instinctive decisions. When we encounter danger, our rational decisions are inhibited in favor of instinctive decisions to protect ourselves and survive. For example, if we come face to face with a bear in the forest, the quicker the decision is made, the higher the chances of survival. Anxiety occurs when we worry about the possible negative consequences of making a wrong decision in a perceived dangerous situation. But from an evolutionary perspective, anxiety is not helpful. For example, with the potential prospect of encountering a bear on your next walk in the woods, you will think of different scenarios in which you make the wrong decision, which could keep you awake at night. Are you addicted to anxiety? Anxiety is an addiction, just like drugs, alcohol, or gambling. You can't help but worry, even if you know it will affect your well-being. The habit of being anxious develops because of your reward-based learning system. If your brain learns that anxiety gives you pleasure, then you will be anxious whenever you have a perceived dangerous situation. But be aware that when you are anxious, thinking about potential future scenarios is not a good way to solve your problem and decrease your anxiety, although we may feel a sense of relief when we do this. In reality, your scenarios are out of control. In short, worrying only distracts you and allows you to temporarily escape a difficult feeling, namely wondering why you felt that negative emotion that made you anxious in the first place. How can mindfulness help you manage your anxiety? According to a 2010 Harvard University study, we spend at least 50% of our time on autopilot. That is, we perform habitual behaviors and lose awareness of why we are doing them. For example, you don't need to learn every day to check your social networks. You do this behavior out of habit without thinking. Mindfulness practice allows you to decrease this autopilot by paying more attention to your thoughts. Thus, becoming aware of more information will minimize your perception of the potential danger of a problem and thus decrease your anxiety. How to cultivate compassion in mindfulness practice. Now that you are giving more importance to events that worry you, it can be discouraging to not feel progress in this practice. This impatience is natural, but it is not helpful. It is normal not to change a habit overnight, so there is no point in criticizing yourself harshly at the risk of maintaining the habit you are trying to break. Instead, take a less serious approach. For example, instead of saying, "I'm a failure, I can't change," instead, think, "There goes my stupid brain again." Also, adopt a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. Keep in mind that you have the ability to change your behavior and that every mistake is a chance to improve. How can you develop your curiosity in your daily life? As adults, it is common to lose the curiosity we had as children. In order to decrease your anxiety, it is interesting to cultivate this love of learning new things in order to be attentive to the details of what is happening in and around you. For example, when you feel anxious, adopt a curious mindset. Observe how you feel in your body and ask yourself why you feel that way. Also, you will find that curiosity is much more rewarding than the state of anxiety you may have been in. How to deal with an anxiety attack in practice. Before you project yourself into a lifetime of no anxiety, ask yourself how you can manage your anxiety today. If an anxiety attack does occur, adopt the following process. First, acknowledge that this anxiety is arising. Consciously accept it and allow it to be present. Next, examine the sensations and emotions it provokes in your body and ask yourself why you feel this way. During this practice, take slow, deep breaths to help you stay focused and relaxed. These breaths will let your brain know that you don't need to be alert, so there is no reason to worry. If you are able to be curious about your feelings and sensations, then you can put an end to your anxiety states right now. Conclusion: anxiety is a compulsive and habitual behavior. When you are worried, you need to be aware of your thoughts to help you stop your anxiety. If you like the summary, click on one of our partner links to discover Unwinding Anxiety. New science shows how to break the cycles of worry and fear to heal your mind by Judson Brewer in ebook, book or audiobook format. And if you're not interested in reading further, we recommend you discover why. Introduction: How to be more motivated. It is a common misconception that only money can motivate us and that more money leads to more motivation. In reality, other parameters such as a sense of purpose come into play to increase motivation. In this book, you will learn: what are the motivating factors? How can we lose our motivation? How can we make sense of our actions in order to be more motivated? Why are external forces not a solution to increase a person's motivation in the long run? Our answers to these questions are easy to understand, simple to implement, and quick to execute. Ready to be more motivated? Let's go.